Find f prime of x, given that f of x equals 3 to the square root of x. Okay? Wow. So this might be a little bit more challenging than you would... Yeah, I don't know. You might see this on an AP exam. So even if you don't, it's good to kind of understand the concept that's going on here. So just to keep life a little bit simpler and I think more intelligible, understandable, I'm going to say that u equals x to the 1/2. So x to the 1/2 is the same as the square root of x. So we got y equals 3 to the u. And the way we're going to get rid of that u, or to move it down, is do e to the natural log. So this will be e to the natural log of 3u parentheses. So then from here then, we're going to have e to the u natural log of 3. So now this becomes not easier, but a little bit clearer path. So now we're going to take the derivative of y. So I'll do it dy dx equals, and so this is going to be the chain rule. So the derivative of e to the x, so f of g of x prime equals f prime of g of x times g prime of x. You can probably do this part in your head, but it's good to kind of have it shown explicitly at least once. So f of x in this case equals e to the x, then this part is x. F prime of x equals, I know it's kind of confusing that I'm switching between x's and u's. That's okay, this part here is just me thinking. F prime of x equals e to the x, and then g of x equals u natural log of 3. G prime, I know there's no x's involved, that's fine, will equal, we'll change this to u's. Nope, I should leave those as x's because it's u as a function of x. So then this will become du dx times natural log of 3, constant. Okay, so a lot of that looks kind of confusing. We're going to roll with it and see where it goes. So dy dx, looking at it from a chain rule point of view, e dx will stay the same. So we have e to the u natural log of 3, because that's what g of x is. And then we'll multiply by the derivative chain rule. So we have du dx times the natural log of. So now at this point, we kind of want to find out what this du dx is. So we come back up here, we have, so u equals x to the 1/2, du dx would be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. Maybe. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll rewrite this as 1 over 2 square root of x. So then, when we plug everything back in, we get e to the natural log of 3 to the x to the 1/2. I'll say 3 to the u for now. Times 1 over 2 square root of x times natural log of 3. So what I did here was I just moved this u back up there and then plugged in du dx for right here. So then, I know it's so messy. I keep trying to clean up my work in life. It doesn't work. That's one of the reasons I change colors so often, so you can kind of see the train of thought at least a little bit. Okay, so then we have 3 to the u, 1 natural log of 3 over 2 square root of x, and then this becomes 3x to the 1/2 natural log of 3 over 2 square root of x. Okay, and let's see if there's anything over here that looks, wow, some of these are terribly messy. Okay, so here's a 2 square root of x, here's a natural log of 3, here's a 3, oh, is that exactly what we want? It may very well be. Okay, so have 3x to the 1/2. Whoop. Check. Natural log of 3. Check. We have a 2. Check. And a square root of x. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Or at least, that's the same answer that we got, which I think is correct. So the idea here backtracks since it was kind of decombobulated. So we're trying to find the derivative of 3 to the square root of x. And the first thing I did is like, well, I'm going to substitute in u for x to the 1/2. That way it just kind of cleans things up. Makes it a little bit easier to visualize. Totally not necessary. You could leave it without. But for me, it's easier to visualize. So I do, all right, y equals 3 to the u. We have e to the natural log of 3 to the u. We're able to pull that u down. And then we can take the derivative of e to the u natural log of 3, because natural log of 3 is just a constant. And we can do the chain rule on that pretty easily. So we do the chain rule. The e to the whatever is still e to the whatever. In this case, u natural log of 3. But then we have to multiply by the derivative of the u natural log of 3. Derivative of u natural log of 3 is going to be natural log of 3, because it's a constant, times du dx, which we got down here, du dx, and then we write that out as the chain rule over here. And then when we start plugging everything back in, another thing we had to go do was find what du dx was, which we did successfully. Go team. Plugged everything back in. We got an answer. And then we solved it. Which was, I think it was this one. That one right there. And that is how you solve x in the exponent type problems. And then even the more complicated exponent x problems with square roots involved.